First, they come for your mind, then they capture your soul. And a lot of people's souls have been captured. They don't even realize that they've sold their soul. And I made a video about it. It was called 4 Shocking Signs That You Sold Your Soul. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. 4 signs that you sold your soul. And so that video took off. Some people really liked it. Some people got mad. They said, wow, how dare you? And so in this video, we're gonna do 4 more shocking signs that you sold your soul. So my name's Jake with JakeDucey.com. If you're having a good day, give me a comment right there down below. Hit the like button on this video. And right there down below is my free success hypnosis. It's JakesHypnosis.com right there down below in the description and pinned to the comments. And it's a success hypnosis to start to take your mind back, because first they come for your mind. Once they get your mind, that's when they can capture your soul. So the goal is to brainwash yourself for success before the world brainwashes you to be inside a little hamster wheel that we affectionately call the rat race. So check out JakesHypnosis.com and let's dive right into this video. 4 shocking signs that you sold your soul and you don't even know it. So the first sign is that you do not know that the world is controlled by a few people. So I wanted to read you some notes that I took, which is a quote by Edward Bernays. He's the nephew of Sigmund Freud, and he is the inventor of modern PR and consumer marketing. And he said, quote, "The conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses is an important element in a democratic society. Those who manipulate this unseen mechanism of society constitute an invisible government, which is the true ruling power of our country. We are governed, our minds are molded, our tastes formed, our ideas suggested, largely by men we have never heard of." So what is he saying here? He's saying literally that there is an organized control of who you believe you are and what you believe the world is. And these cultural engineers actually believe it's necessary when you live in a democratic society. He says the intelligent manipulation of organized habits. So the question is, what habits in your life do you have that have been programmed by society? Most people have been programmed to be poor. Most people have been programmed to live paycheck for paycheck and then go into credit card debt and then get locked into debt servitude for the rest of their life, while the people who print the money out of thin air loan it to them and then capture them as financial prisoners inside of a box for their entire life. So there's the finances, there's the health, there's the happiness. Right, we're at the highest rate of people that say they're genuinely unfulfilled. So then the question is, which habits in your life have been programmed by other people? And this is why I think that hypnosis is so important, because once you realize that Edward Bernays, who's the nephew of Sigmund Freud is known as affectionately as the father of modern psychology. His nephew, Edward Bernays, took his discoveries and he went on his own and he sold them to the United States government and to corporate America. He's the one that got women to smoke. You may remember an ad like this that's showing you what? It's showing you, hey, women, it's cool. They're called freedom sticks. And you know, this is how you get your independence. So everything in your life has been actually built by a culturally engineered system. And if you do not realize that the entire world is controlled by a few people, ignorance is not bliss, because in ignorance, your awareness is controlled by outside influences. And so ignorance isn't bliss. Ignorance is living with a ceiling that is invisible, that keeps you trapped in a box your entire life. People have tried to control this world. And that's what human history is. It's the few always trying to control the many. It's not scary because once you realize it, you go, oh my gosh, I have a mind of my own. I can reprogram it the way that I want. If everything is energy and consciousness creates reality and we live in this simulation, can I create my own reality? And then you realize, just like a computer operating system, you could start dragging all the files, putting them in the trash, and then you hit that button and it says empty trash bin. All of a sudden you're free from the cultural engineers. Number two is you've let other people control your life for you. In our world, one of the ways that we're programmed is through the deep need for approval for others and then submitting to outside people's opinions. And the vast majority of people actually live their entire life based off of somebody else's playbook. And there was a palliative nurse. Her name was Bronnie Ware, and she wrote a book called The Top Regrets of the Dying. So what she did is she worked with people on their deathbeds. She surveyed thousands and thousands of them, and she found out the number one regret that they had on their deathbed. So picture yourself on your deathbed many years from now. You're sitting there. What's the number one regret? I wish I would have lived a life true to myself. So then the question is, who are you? Not who do you think, not who do your parents think you need to be? Not who do you think you need to be for your boss, for your friends, for everyone around you, but who are you really? And that's when we start to actually uninstall the virus of social conditioning that is society. Number three, you think somebody else can save you spiritually. Nobody can save you spiritually. I cannot save you spiritually. And one of the ironic things about human history is that slowly the very established mainstream churches and religions convinced people they were the bridge that they had to go through in order to connect to their spiritual aspects. Give me a percentage of your money. You have to come through me. The spiritual teachings in all the many holy books from all times of history and many churches and many spiritual and religious gatherings can be very powerful. It's important to remember that the kingdom of heaven is already within you, that you're already connected to and can surrender to this higher power. And when you start to look within yourself like that, that's when the whole control system starts to fall apart. That's when you regain your soul. Like, talk about this video is called the four more shocking signs that you sold your soul. Talk about a greater way that society has convinced us to sell our soul is to think that some person or something or some organization is the thing that can save you spiritually. Remember, the kingdom of heaven is within. Number four, your life is controlled by the fear of consequences. The way that the whole control system of the mental paradigm actually keeps us within this grid of consciousness that traps us into our lower selves and ultimately controls us. It's all built off the fear of consequences. We want other people to like us. We don't want other people to say, I'm not sure if you can do that. Why don't you play your life safe right here? And so we get attached to the actual fear of consequences. What happens if I finally start my dream business and instead of staying at this job that I don't like? The fear of consequences of, what if I left this romantic relationship that I've been in that I know isn't in the highest and best interest of mine, but I've been here so long that it's comfortable that I might as well stay here. And there's this endless fear of consequence that keeps us trapped. And when we stay in that state of living, we're just controlled by a mental program in our head. We aren't living from soul. We aren't living from our own intuition. We aren't living from our spiritual self that already knows, right? That's what intuition is. It's literally God already speaking to you. And when we start to follow our intuition and we give up on the ideas that are habitually programmed into our own heads, we start to free ourselves to levels that we never thought of before. Once you reclaim your mind, you reclaim your life. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you check out my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com right there down below. It's in the description and pinned to the comments right there down below. Make sure you hit the bell notification on this video to get notified for future episodes, and I will see you next time.